One of the challenges facing all the athletes in my series, Olympic Dreaming, is to ensure that come September 2000, they'll be at the height of their physical powers. Finding their peak too soon or too late could spell disaster. One of the motivational lines I've heard over the years, instilled in their athletes by coaches, is that if you're not out training hard today, you can be sure that your competitors will be. The expected response from the athletes is, of course, renewed effort. But effort is not what is crucial now, because any injury could spell disaster. Our athletes are entering the highly delicate phase where they must balance themselves on a knife edge between high performance and injury.
100 of our best chances for Olympic success were selected for this series 6 years ago. They all spoke to me about their dreams, about bringing Olympic glory to Australia and to themselves. It's their journey we're following. Through the grind of training, the triumphs and setbacks of competition will be there, right through to Olympic selection for Sydney. But not all our athletes will make it. In 1994, there were 100. Now, in the year 2000, only 24 remain. In a little less than 6 years, 3 out of every 4 potential Olympians have now dropped out. For David Schneider, one of our most promising gymnasts, the threat of injury was a daily companion. And as a kid, this threat was not just from his sport. Motorbikes and Olympic standard gymnastics don't usually go together, as top gymnast David Schneider is starting to find out. At 14, David is blessed with an abundance of talent, and barring accidents is regarded as a near certainty for the Australian team in 2000. In fact, he's so good that at the recent Australian Championships in Perth, he was moved up to compete in a more senior division. Small in everything but ability, even David was taken by surprise.
They're much older than me, they're about 17. I'm only 14, and I usually don't get that nervous, but I'm sure to get nervous in this competition.
An injury as minor as a bruised thumb can cause the withdrawal of a gymnast from competition. The accident potential of David's leisure activity is not just a source of worry to his family.
I've suggested that motorbike riding may not be in his best interest, that if he sustained a serious injury from that, a very talented young boy who has really the doors of international gymnastics wide open to him would just miss out on the opportunity, and that to me is a great sadness if somebody with that potential misses that opportunity.
But what seems obvious to his family and trainers is far from clear to a boy who is, after all, only 14.
I couldn't really easy about that. I've had fun in my life for sure.
And gymnastics is not fun?
Yeah, it is fun, but it's like really serious. It's like fun. It's like a job fun.
Good though he is, David still has to face stiff competition at the national championships. A close match is 17-year-old Damien Crozier, a former national junior champion. Like everyone else, he's determined to be at the Sydney Olympics. As expected, at the end of the first of 2 days of competition, David is trailing the larger and more experienced rival, Damien. It's now the middle of the second and final round of the Under-18 National Championships, and the more experienced Damien leads. This round is the same as the first, with each gymnast having one chance to perform on all 6 apparatus. The routines of the older Damien are naturally more complex than David's, and with a greater degree of difficulty, has the potential for a higher score, but with it comes a greater risk for error. They both make mistakes, but it's now the dying stages of the competition, and David and Damien are far enough ahead of their rivals for their places of first and second not to be threatened. As the points are tallied, the only question that remains is, who is our new under-18 national gymnastics champion?
The all-around award, and in first place with a score of 97.95, our new under-18 national champion from Western Australia, David Schneider.
From under 14s, they skipped him straight through to the under 18s, and we've got his medals here. And to our delight, he came first. That would definitely have to be our most exciting one to watch. We had all our family, probably about 32, watching that. In 1995, he went to the under 18s. He won 4 gold medals, 2 silver and 1 bronze.
A short time after his gold medal win, an accident on this bike prevents David from training for 2 weeks. There's concern, of course, but for David, his commitment and enthusiasm for gymnastics and bike riding remains. David Schneider's great talent carried him effortlessly through junior grades, and then senior grades began to test him in competition and at training. How difficult is it to keep the pressure up at training, to keep the standards up?
It's real difficult. Feel so tired some days, you just have to push through it, work hard.
He went overseas as well afterwards, and he did extremely well. And for a guy that didn't want to do it anymore...
He lost heart.
He lost heart. He had the ability, but he didn't have the heart. He just wasn't there. There was just something just wasn't there anymore.
After 16, I think the hardest time, he had to really start training very hard. Between 16 and 17 was his hardest time. He had to make his decision then. He was getting too many ups and downs. So he had a whole year making his decision to leave.
He was also doing his apprenticeship and training at the same time. So he was training, he was, working for me 5 hours a day and training 6 hours a day. That's an 11-hour day, which is quite a lot.
It's the year 2000, and I finally catch up with David.
I just didn't enjoy it anymore, and I had no goals, no big goals. Olympics was never my goal, and I was just doing it because I enjoyed it, and had fun, and it just became a habit, and I said I just didn't enjoy it, didn't want to do it anymore.
Is there a sadness for you now?
There'll always be a sadness for us, especially when we watch the Olympics, year 2000.
And what will you be thinking as you watch it?
Definitely that David could have been there. He had a very good possibility of being there and winning a medal.
That's the problem. I was really good, so everyone had high expectations of me. So I also didn't want to let anyone down. That's why it took me maybe a couple of years to finally quit.
I think the parents get more joy than the actual athlete, or their son or daughter, It's a fantastic feeling. It's just unbelievable, But, as long as David's happy with what he does today, as long as, the future's good for him, that's also happiness too.